Welcome to Jags Drive Time with Ashlyn Sullivan, John Oehser, and Brian Sexton. Jags Drive Time starts right now.
Come on, let's go. Same standard. Same standard, baby. Come on. Same standard. Let's get it. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it, James. Do what you do.
Hey, only thing that changes out is empty. Read the tackle.
One thing I can say though, we get way better than week to week.
Rayshawn Jenkins mic'd up against the Arizona Cardinals. You can check out all the mic'd up features on Jaguars.com every single week. Welcome into Jaguars Drive Time. It is Wednesday. We're here with Brian Sexton and John Oehser as the team gets ready to head to Cincinnati this afternoon to play Thursday night football tomorrow. Another road game, another very short week. I think Trevor Lawrence said it best yesterday. I don't even know what day it is. What day is it? Wednesday.
I never know what day it is.
I know. That's not an odd thing.
There, but yeah, it's an incredibly short week and something Trevor's never done. So it'll be interesting to see how he's handled it.
It didn't take long for him though to get the player perspective right, which is these Thursday games. It's hard to be ready to play. The players hate it. They don't like it at all. But the money that comes in, it's $1 billion contract. You know, they accept the fact that there's going to be a Thursday game. But I noted the rookie, his very first Thursday game goes, yeah, it's tough to be able to play these games in 3 days.
And if you're fortunate enough to be at home and be a good team, usually good teams win at home on Thursday night. Good teams win anyway. But usually good teams win at home on Thursday night so you can get that extra bye.
You bet.
For road teams that are struggling, it's a brutal thing.
Yeah.
Thing is the word I'm looking for.
And he was saying he has to stay at work later, and I just would not be okay with that. For a Thursday night
game?
He
was talking about spending time in the performance room there with the lasers and the cocoons and all of the cupping and the things that they do. No, look, it all works. It's amazing stuff. Athletes in every sport use it. And the Jaguars have made sure that it's something that their players have at their disposal. It's funny to hear him talking, just work with the lasers.
Yeah, I'm in the cocoon.
Right. Yeah.
Like, what the heck does that mean?
Right.
This is my little rejuvenation room, Ashlyn.
Yeah, good for you. I'm happy for you, and it's free.
Little cup of Joe.
All right, let's get into big things. Big thing one is constant change. Trades, roster moves, and using the waiver wire to your advantage this season. Don't be surprised when we see a lot of moving parts here this season and changes to the roster. Lots of salary cap, and you want to start building momentum right now. Head coach Urban Meyer breaks down the C.J. Henderson trade to Carolina.
I think number one is the development of Tyson Campbell. He's starting to perform at what we expect him to be. He's a very, very talented guy. You get Trey Herndon back, which you can play a nickel. And we have to improve a lot of areas of our team, and see, it might be a good fresh start for CJ. I had a great visit with his family, and I love CJ and spent a lot of time with him and his parents, and I think it's going to be good for both of us.
Big thing, too, is constant improvement. You're seeing a team get better week to week here, even with the 0-3 start. Is this the week that they put a complete game together and learn how to win, as head coach Urban Meyer said? Well, adversity is against them with a short schedule on the road.
Oh, gosh, yeah, it's completely different. It's like you don't even know what day it is. We just played 2 days ago, and usually today's our off day. So just everything's faster. But just getting in as much as you can. Try to do the same things you do in a normal week, just that you can't do them as long as far as preparation, first, second down, third down, red zone, 2 minute, all that stuff. You just have to be a lot more efficient with your time. You can't take forever breaking all those down. So, it's just faster. You're here a lot longer just because you only have 3 days to get ready instead of usually it's 5 or 6.
And finally, big thing 3 is Cincinnati. The team the Jaguars are playing tomorrow in Thursday Night Football. The Bengals were 1-15 in 2019 and earned the number 1 overall pick. Well, in 2020, last season, they had 4 wins. Now it's the second year with quarterback Joe Burrow, and they are 2-1 with a statement win over the Pittsburgh Steelers. It seems like basically they are a season ahead of the Jaguars, building a winning team. For right now, this team, the Jaguars, is looking forward to primetime.
I mean, you just got to know, man. Everybody watching. You know what I mean? That's the fun part. That's the bad part. You got to get right, you know? You got to get right. You play Thursday, you got to get right. You know what I mean? You got to play our keys, man, do what we need to do. And then, like I said, the right mindset is the team that's going to win this game. You know what I mean? And, he's got a ball.
Thought Josh Allen said it best right there. The right team with the right mindset is going to win this game. You can't feel sorry for yourself and say, oh, I just played and I had to get on a plane. This is so annoying. Got to have the right mindset going into this.
So the Bengals are interesting as a comparison because, like the Jaguars, they have a number one overall pick. 2 years ago, they were 1-15, as you mentioned. And forever, John, it used to be in this league that if you had a rookie quarterback, you were a 3 or 4 win team, and then you went to be a 6 or 7 win team. And it took 3 years. And in that third season, and maybe we're seeing it in Arizona with Kyler Murray, then you could expect to consistently go and get things done. I'm sure that's changed some. There's been some quarterbacks who've come in and had a lot of success, but I think the Bengals are a good franchise to look at in terms of, okay, they went 4-11-1 last year in the first year with their number one overall pick. I think that's about what this team looks like.
Yeah, and I don't know that the Jaguars roster when this regime took over was as good as the Bengals. And the Bengals went a little more aggressively in free agency this offseason than the Jaguars did. They went after some guys who they thought could make an immediate impact defensively. Jaguars really didn't do that. I feel like next offseason is the Jaguars' time to do that. So, yeah, I mean, I look at the Jaguars right now. I thought 6 or 7 wins before the season was their high end. I thought they'd get a couple early, so I now look at it maybe 4 or 5.
Right.
They're improving, so that would be the range I look for. Although, frankly, anybody out there listening, talent-wise, they're not better without C.J. Henderson. So that's a step back there in the secondary, so you've got to make up for it in other ways. This is a team that, for the most part this year, will not out-talent its opponents, so 4 or 5 feels about right.
They're not looking at it and saying we're a 4-win team, right? I mean, they're looking at trying to win every week. Totally get that. However, some of the moves that you'll see, like trading a cornerback like C.J. Henderson, tell you that they know what they are this year, and they're willing to accept trying to win in other places and have a hole on their defense, right? They can talk about Tyson Campbell all they want, and I don't doubt that they really are high on where he's going. But you don't trade C.J. Henderson if you're expecting to compete for the playoffs this year, which, again, we know that they're not, but you get the point. You mentioned that the Bengals spent more in free agency this year. Yeah, it's the year 2 of Joe Burrow. Next year, the Jaguars will do that.
Yes.
It's a comparison.
It is a comparison. And you look at the trade with C.J. Henderson, and I understand that you look at the draft value with it and say, oh my gosh, you traded away the 9th overall pick. What are you doing? But you also look at the availability on the field, and we know that there were a lot of things going on with training camp and if he was going to be available to practice. So I understand that you look at the draft stock and you think, oh my gosh, but you also look at this team right now, and that was a pick from an old regime. Well, this is a new regime.
If you remember now, the last win, and I know you got to think back to it, opening day last year, he made the play that turned the game around, right? He had that interception that gave the Jaguars a chance to crawl their way back into it because it felt like Phillip Rivers and those Colts were just going to go up and down the field. He broke serve, as John likes to say. So you're giving up a talented player, but you're grabbing a draft pick and you're changing the way that you play, apparently. I'll say this, too. I remember watching the Cardinals last year when they were playing the Rams late in the season and they were still trying to stay in the playoff hunt. This tight end, Dan Arnold, impressed me that day. I thought that's the kind of guy the Jaguars need. He's not a star, but he's kind of long and lanky, and he just was always in the right place, and he made catches. I think he's going to come in and give the quarterback a safety blanket, someone who can move the chains and be in the right place at the right time. You say, well, he's undrafted out of Plattsville in Wisconsin and, went from the Cardinals and the Saints to the Panthers. I don't care. From what I remember seeing him thinking, this is a guy, the Jaguars need to find a guy who can be their long-term 2. Try to find the 1, he's your 2. I like it.
Yet, I'm fine with the move. Urban talked as much about the reasons for letting CJ go than acquiring Arnold. He had been here 19 games and had played 10. Much of that was injury, training camp, more injury. If you're not available, it doesn't matter what your draft stock and your talent was. I don't know the other reasons he wasn't available. I don't know anything about anything else except that 10 of 19 games they clearly said, we can't rely on this. We need to get some equity for it when we can.
Yeah. And now we go quickly to big thing 2, which is constant improvement. This team is getting better week to week. And truthfully, I think if this team would play on a Sunday against the Bengals, I would feel really good about this game. And I would go as far as to say that they're going to win this game against the Bengals. What hesitates me is the short schedule on the road.
Yeah.
But if you just look at the track record, if they can get a little bit better than they were on Sunday, I think it's a possibility.
Well, go ahead.
Well, tell you what hesitates me. I think the Bengals are pretty good, and I think they're getting better. I don't know that I would pick the Jaguars to win on the road in Cincinnati, because as much better as the Jaguars are playing, the Bengals feel like they're playing well. I think they're a better roster than the Jaguars, and I think the Bengals defense right now is ascending and very, very good. I don't know that the Jaguars haven't gotten more than 21 points yet. I don't know they're going to break that streak against Cincinnati. So I don't see where they get points to win this game. And then the Thursday night, to me, on the road on Thursday night is Jaguars have never done it.
Well, they've got tougher road games ahead. This is not like Seattle or Los Angeles. Yeah. I get all that. My thing is, week 1 was just such a dumpster fire. It just felt terrible. And then they come back and they play well for a half, and then they play well the next week against the Cardinals for 3 quarters, and you could feel them getting better. If they do that, if they play this game into the 4th quarter, okay, right? It's a moral victory, but if you come home knowing that you played better, then you can still keep selling. We're getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Constant improvement's what he's talking about. I think he expects them to play this game into the 4th quarter.
Yeah, totally agree. And yes, you're right. Thursday, they got to play better to keep this track going of getting better weekly.
Right.
We come back Thursday night football against the Cincinnati Bengals. We have Geoff Hobson, senior writer for Cincinnati.com, coming up here on Jaguars.com.
Jags Drive Time is brought to you by TIAA Bank. Turn potential into progress. And by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Your family isn't like anyone else's. Your home shouldn't be either. At Dreamfinders Homes, you can build the home of your dreams in one of their 30-plus communities in Northeast Florida. Choose from luxury single-family homes or maintenance-free townhomes from the 200s. Dreamfinders specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. To find out more, call 904-738-0165 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
This is Chantel Chark, wife of DJ Chark. Enter for your chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime experience with the Jaguars. Imagine being selected as a Jaguar for the day with prizes including a behind-the-scenes tour of the stadium, a personalized Jaguars jersey, club-level tickets to a Jaguars home game, and more. Look for details at Publix, where you can pick up all your game day needs, including Tide, Bounty, and Crest. Tackle everything in one stop. Available at Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
Hard Rock Sportsbook is coming to Florida. Join the Seminole Tribe of Florida and Hard Rock for safe, trusted, and completely legal sports betting. Go to hardrocksportsbook.com to get all the latest details leading up to launch. Play remotely from anywhere in Florida, including on your phone or computer or in person at Seminole Casinos. Want great promotions like free bets, odds boosts, and bonuses? Hard Rock Sportsbook will have all your favorite bets and promotions. Hard Rock Sportsbook, the best place to be a Jaguars fan. Coming soon. Must be at least 21 and physically present in Florida to wager. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-800-522-4700.
Over 30 communities to choose from within the best selection of move-in ready homes. Quality, value, personalization. That's the Dreamfinders Homes difference. Visit dreamfindershomes.com. It's Wednesday and we're getting ready to fly to Cincinnati this afternoon for the Bengals game on Thursday Night Football, and no better person to talk to than Bengals.com senior writer Geoff Hobson with us now. Thank you for waking up with us.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. You guys must be good if Oehser's not around.
Oh, no, he's here. Don't you worry. He's sitting right next to me, eager to talk to you.
What's up, Butch?
How you doing, Oehser?
Oh, I'm great. Story, Ashlyn, for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Geoff was the first senior writer at an NFL website. He actually predated me. I went to the Colts in 2000. Geoff is the one who convinced me that it was okay to make the move from journalism to a team. So thanks, Geoff. in a lot of ways.
Are you sure? Are you sure? I don't know.
Well,
you never.
I'm never sure, but he's a great guy, and nobody knows the Bengals like Geoff. So let's get going.
Let's get going. Thank you for that story. We can credit Geoff for John sitting next to us every
Thanks,
single
Geoff.
morning. Thanks, Geoff.
Yeah, thanks.
In a loopy way.
That's going to make me popular. I don't think I'm going to carry Florida now.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, Geoff, let's get into this. It is the biggest storyline of the game. It is the battle of the number one overall picks. And we were just throwing out the stats of Joe Burrow and how far he's come as a quarterback. What have you seen so far from him this season?
It's just his cool. I mean, the way he presides over the whole operation. I mean, they talk about it. They use it a lot, and it's overused. But this guy's got it. John can tell you. We've been around. We've seen a lot of guys come through, and you can tell when a guy's got it, and this guy's got it. I mean, it's got a great arm, got a great mind, but it's his demeanor that I think puts him over the top.
How big was the win from your perspective, having seen the Bengals as long as you have? How big was the win in Pittsburgh for a young team?
Oh, huge. You go through different, you go through different editions of teams, and this stretch, starting from the wild card game, the Jeremy Hill fumble in 2015, they had been star-crossed against the Steelers, but things began to shift last year when Von Bell in a Monday night game put a hit on Juju Smith-Schuster, and they hadn't won in Pittsburgh in 6 years. It was Burrow's first road win. It was Zach Taylor's first AFC North road win, against a team that always seemed to get you in the end. So you can't begin to measure how much it meant.
Geoff, how much better is this Bengals defense? We talked earlier in the week, and I was wanting to talk about Burrow, and you kept talking about the defense has improved dramatically for a bunch of different reasons.
Yeah, I mean, number one and number two and number three is they invested about, $230 million in it the last 2 years, and you can really see the difference up front. I mean, those four guys are, three of the guys are new. Trey Hendrickson, their richest free agent in history. Larry Ogunjobi, who they couldn't block when he was with Cleveland, and nobody can block him here. And DJ Reader, probably the best nose tackle in the league. They've been stingy against the run, which in the previous 3 years they led the league in giving up rushing yards, but they've shut down guys like Najee Harris and Dalvin Cook and the guy in Chicago, and it's been impressive. I mean, and plus their draft has paid off too. Middle linebacker Logan Wilson became the first linebacker since Perfect to have 2 interceptions in a game last week in Pittsburgh. So he's the third round pick in the Burrow draft. So I mean, that's that's where they really show up and are different, is on that side of the ball.
So are they ready to contend for the AFC North title? I mean, Cleveland obviously is everyone's favorite, and Lamar Jackson and that crew in Baltimore are pretty talented, though they have some significant injuries. You think this team can quietly sneak up on them?
I think if you got a quarterback in that division, you can. You're always a fan. I mean, if you got a quarterback who can win games for you like Burrow can, I think you're a factor in any division. Can they win it? I'll tell you, Baltimore is so good. But the Bengals did what they had to do. I think they basically, when they went to fix this defense, they had Lamar Jackson in mind, and they had the Cleveland running backs in mind. That those are the two things in the division that have dominated them the past 3 years. So, it's a tough division to win, to come from, last to first. But I think at the very least, to me, it seems like they're going to put themselves in the conversation in November.
You said something interesting when we talked, Geoff, that I asked the same question Brian did. Are they ready to contend? And you said they're ready to go wherever Burrow can take them. You feel like he's ready now?
Yeah, the knee, you're always a little bit worried about the knee, and I think, but each week he's shown something that he didn't show before. The exciting thing about the Pittsburgh game, besides the win, obviously, was how he looked in the pocket. I mean, he was on the third snap of the game. They had their only bust really in protection all day, and he had 3 guys in his lap. And if that had happened in the previous, he just hadn't moved in the previous 2 weeks. I don't know whether he couldn't, he didn't want to, they didn't tell him not to. I don't know, but he looked like Houdini on that snap. He got away from 3 guys, and then like later in the game, he made he was an empty. He spread them out, and he did the quarterback draw, a real nice 8-yard run. So you know how this is, Osh. Most guys, all guys, really, when they come back from an ACL, it's not this year, it's the next year where they can see it. So. But I tell you, he's doing all the things, at least in the first 2 weeks of the season, he's doing the things he did last year. Escape, make plays on a run, keep him in games.
Geoff, finally, what is this Bengals team saying about the Jaguars? Because we're here in Jacksonville saying what a great model this could be to build around your rookie quarterback and now have a winning record in his second year. What is the Bengals saying about Jacksonville for Thursday Night Football?
Bengals aren't buying that. They're very worried. They're coming off a big win, and now they just got 4 days to get ready. And Trevor Lawrence is, he's a supreme talent, and they know in this league that a guy like that can get hot, and you're done. It doesn't matter what your record is. They're banged up in the secondary, and you got Lawrence with that arm staring at him. So it's a big night at Paul Brown. It's a Ring of Honor. It's the inaugural Ring of Honor class. It's a celebration of the 1981 Super Bowl team, the reunion, their first Super Bowl team. So it's a big night. There's going to be a lot of electricity in there, and we'll see how they bounce back. That's going to be the interesting thing to me. They proved a lot of things Sunday in Pittsburgh, and now they got to take the next step and prove that they can, come back and match a team that's young, but it's also got some talent.
Well, we're excited to watch it Thursday Night Football. Geoff Hobson, Bengals.com. Thank you so much for joining us. We will see you in Cincinnati tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Sounds great. Look forward to seeing you.
Thanks, Geoff.
Thank you very much. When we come back on Jaguars Drive Time, some he will, he won't, he might, here on the Jaguars Digital Network.
Jags Drive Time is presented in part by Dreamfinders Homes, homes that fit your lifestyle, and Baptist Health, changing healthcare for good. Your family isn't like anyone else's. Your home shouldn't be either. At Dreamfinders Homes, you can build the home of your dreams in one of their 30-plus communities in Northeast Florida. Choose from luxury single-family homes or maintenance-free townhomes from the 200s. Dreamfinders specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. To find out more, call 904-738-0165 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
This is Ice-T, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Matty Ice.
This is a cold call.
I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold water washing with Tide.
The NFL, your uniforms get dirty.
Tide can handle it, even in cold. Plus, if fans join in, they can save up to $150 on their energy bill.
Looks like you just made the team, rookie.
Turn to cold with Tide.
And that's the bottom line.
It's got to be Tide. Energy savings based on average when switching from hot to cold and non-HE machines.
Hi, folks. Frank Frangie here to tell you where to find the most authentic Southern Pit barbecue in all of Jacksonville. That's right, Bono's. For 72 years, Bono's has been smoking real pit barbecue right here on the First Coast. Smoked for hours, served in minutes, and always cut to order. You can find Bono's locations all around town and on game day at TIAA Bank Field. Bono's is the official barbecue of the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you want great barbecue, head to Bono's today. If you don't see a pit, it ain't legit.
We're back, Jaguars Drive Time. Wednesday brought to you by Jet Home Loans, getting ready for Thursday Night Football in Cincinnati as we get into some he will, he won't, he might for that game. Brian Sexton, you're up.
I'll go with Shaq Griffin. The trade of C.J. Henderson means that Shaq Griffin will become this team's Jalen Ramsey. Not in terms of the player, because he's not the same player that Ramsey is, but the guy who gets the matchup with the best receiver the other team has to offer. So this week, it's Jamar Chase, right? Who has big-time speed, and as you saw in the highlights we watched with Geoff Hobson, is an absolute playmaker. He won't be a guy that locks someone up and shuts them out completely. That's not his game. He's not as big. He's not as fast. He's a much nicer guy than Jalen. I like him much better, but he's not the same player. But he might come away with a pick this week. He's been close. And Joe Burrow's 17 starts now? I mean, he's still a young quarterback. He threw a pick last week. He'll still take some chances. And there may be an opportunity, and this might be the week that Shaq gets the first interception. He's the $14 million man. The Jaguars paid him to be number one, and he is now number one. So we'll see that on Thursday. Sorry.
I know, it's so confusing.
Yeah,
I keep doing that
what
all
day
week.
Is it?
Yeah, I know. All right, he will, he won't, he might. Presented by Move Day. John Oehser.
Okay, what's first? He will.
Yeah.
Mine is Tyson Campbell. He will be tested. I mean, there's no question that teams, after seeing the first 2 or 3 weeks, he's the young guy. They know what Shaq Griffin is. They know what C.J. Henderson was. He will be tested, and he will be tested deep. He won't play perfectly. I don't expect all of a sudden Tyson Campbell to track every ball in the air. That's been his
Achilles
issue,
heel.
is not doing that. I expect him to give a big play or two. But he might, because he has the athleticism and because I think he still has the confidence, he might get beat once but also make a big play. He's going to have more opportunities than he has before. So if he can give up one touchdown, if you give a touchdown and get an interception, you win the matchup in this league these days. So he might get the interception that keeps them in the game. I'm not going to pick him to win, but gets the interception that gives you hope in the second half.
Yeah, we all know he could have done some things better last week against the Cardinals, but then you look at the first defensive drive of the game and it's third down and he gets the pass breakup.
Yeah.
He has the potential to make those big plays. It's just doing it consistently.
And he's made plays. I mean, he has made plays. For him, it's not giving up the big plays. And that's going to be what you watch the rest of the season for him.
It will be. I'm going offense, and I'm going DJ Chark Jr. He will, he won't, he might. He will catch another touchdown this game. Last week was huge for him, catching this touchdown in the end zone. He needed it. We all felt it. We felt the pressure building, and you started asking questions, why isn't DJ Chark progressing like we hoped? Caught the touchdown last week. Needs to catch another one this week. He will, and he will build on that momentum from last week against the Cardinals. He won't quite yet be the target. Marvin Jones is the target. We see that relationship growing with Trevor Lawrence, and you can just tell that Marvin Jones right now is the guy. So DJ Chark won't be that yet, but there's no reason to believe he won't get there at some point this season. And he might be the reason the Jaguars beat the Bengals tomorrow night in Cincinnati. I'm calling it. DJ Chark catches a touchdown that changes the game, and they beat the Bengals. Take that.
Okay. Good. I'm all for it. I want to see that.
All right, and that is He Will, He Won't, He Might, presented by Move Day. Move Day is Jacksonville's most dependable and caring local moving company. Move Day is proud to be the official moving company of the Jacksonville Jaguars. To get a free instant quote, call 844-MY-MOVE-DAY or visit movedaymovers.com. We'll be back on Jags Drive Time.
Your family isn't like anyone else's. Your home shouldn't be either. At Dreamfinders Homes, you can build the home of your dreams in one of their 30-plus communities in Northeast Florida. Choose from luxury single-family homes or maintenance-free townhomes from the 200s. Dreamfinders specializes in homes built to fit your lifestyle. To find out more, call 904-738-0165 or visit dreamfindershomes.com.
This is Ice-T,
Stone Cold Steve Austin, and
Matty Ice.
This is a cold call.
I convinced NFL teams to turn to cold water washing with Tide.
The NFL, your uniforms get dirty.
Tide can handle it, even in cold. Plus, if fans join in, they can save up to $150 on their energy bill.
looks like you just made the team, rookie.
Turn to cold with Tide.
And that's the bottom line.
It's got to be Tide. Energy savings based on average when switching from hot to cold and non-HE machines.
Hard Rock Sportsbook is coming to Florida. Join the Seminole Tribe of Florida and Hard Rock for safe, trusted, and completely legal sports betting. Go to hardrocksportsbook.com to get all the latest details leading up to launch. Play remotely from anywhere in Florida, including on your phone or computer or in person at Seminole Casinos. Want great promotions like free bets, odds boosts, and bonuses? Hard Rock Sportsbook will have all your favorite bets and promotions. Hard Rock Sportsbook, the best place to be a Jaguars fan. Coming soon. Must be at least 21 and physically present in Florida to wager. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-800-522-4700.
Hard Rock Sportsbook is coming to Florida. You must be 21 and physically present in Florida to wager. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-800-522-4700. Presenting sponsor of the Jaguars Digital Network. Friday's headlines today change up this week with Thursday Night Football. We're predicting the headlines after the Jaguars game against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going first, and I've already talked about it. The headline is big upset in Cincinnati because I think the Jaguars win tomorrow. They are building momentum. They are getting better each week. I think this is the week they have the complete game and learn how to win. John.
Well, I hope you're right, but I'm going with so close. I think they'll come close. I think they'll play well. I don't know if they're ready to go win on Thursday night on the road. I think I might feel different if it was a Sunday game. But so close is my headline, Brian.
I'll go with another one, another ONE, right? And meaning there's two number ones, as you alluded to with Geoff, but it will be the other number one. Joe Burrow, they've got momentum. That was a huge win for them in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had long been their nemesis. And for them to get the win, they have incredible momentum. A young, talented team. They're ahead of the Jaguars, the short week that John just mentioned. So another one.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, you see what I did there.
But I don't like it.
Trying to be clever on Wednesday. At some point, the headlines will be easier because this team is winning.
Yes, it is a little difficult to predict those. And that is Friday's headlines today. We won't be back until next Monday for Jaguars Drive Time with Thursday Night Football. But stay tuned this afternoon for Huddle Up with Bucky Brooks and JP Shattuck. And stay with us on Jaguars.com. For all your game coverage, we will see you Monday morning.